Hello everybody, Prowl here, and I have a really cool add-on to show you that is in the marketplace that I think a lot of you are gonna be dying to get. No, not literally dying, it's not gonna kill you, but you're really gonna want it. So if you saw my earlier video, you may know this, but in case you don't, Minecraft recently added add-ons to the marketplace. So the marketplace traditionally just had maps and skins and textures, right? Like for the most part, it's what they had. It was all like pre-existing world stuff. If it was anything that like changed the way the game worked, it was on a map. It was on a world that you downloaded and you could only play it on that world. Well, recently they added add-ons, which is a like change or mod to the game that will affect your world, any world, your existing world or a brand new world that you decide to create. So when you're in the marketplace, if you go over to the left hand side here to see all of the add-ons, you can just click on add-ons and look through here. There's a number of free ones on here that you may want to take a look at, but we're not talking about that today. We're going to be talking about a new one, which is right down here. It's called World Utilities. I've already purchased this, but it's $2.99. Remember, this is for any like device. It can work on your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Switch, whatever, right? So $2.99 will get you this World Utilities add-on. I've already played around with it some, and I think it's pretty good. And I think there's a few things in here that a lot of you are going to really like. So let's go into a world and let me show you those few things, how they work, what they are, and you can make up your mind if you think it's worth the $2.99 or not. Some of you may think so, some of you may not. I'll leave that part up to you. And when you first enter into your brand new world or load the add-on for the first time, you will be given this guidebook. And I do believe even if you die, the guidebook always respawns with you. But the guidebook will first of all give you a recipe to make a new guidebook. It tells you the ingredients right here, and down here it gives you in what order you put them in on the crafting table. And it will tell you about all of the different things that you have available in this pack. There is the vein miner, the tree capitator, the explosive pickaxe, the multi-block pickaxe, the end frame breaker, the omni tool, the spawner wrench, and the void chest. And we're going to go over all of those. We're going to keep it brief just so you guys can see. There's not a ton to explain with each one, but I want you to see what they all are because they're all important in different ways. And each one of these, if you click on it, it'll tell you the basics about what the tool does, what the crafting recipe for it is, and the order in which you put the items in the crafting table for the recipe. Although that recipe will show up in your crafting table too, so you don't have to manually put it in. Just like anything else in Minecraft Bedrock Edition, the recipe will be there. Okay, so the first one here is the end frame breaker. This allows you to take an end frame that you find in a stronghold and move it somewhere else. So instead of having to go potentially in your world thousands of blocks just to get into the end, instead you can bring the end to you by picking up that end frame and bringing it back to your base. This is definitely something that I think should exist in some fashion in vanilla Minecraft, because this is one of the reasons why we don't go to the end as often as we maybe would otherwise, because it's a pain in the butt to get there. So you just take your tool, and as you see, it will give you all of those end frames. It does not give you any eyes of ender that are inside of the frames. Also, you see there's a low durability on that tool. It's enough to pick up one set of end frames. And at that point, you could go ahead and you could place them back down, and you can activate your end portal with new eyes of ender. The next one I want to show you here is the TNT pickaxe. This thing, well, first of all, it's made primarily to break stones. So while of course you can use it to break other things, it does not work quite as good, but it'll give you a cool way to break multiple blocks at a time, and maybe even it'll explode even when you hit simple things like that. That's interesting. But it'll give you a way to like make more like roughed in like entrances, or dig like, I guess, more roughed in holes, or just to like generally dig out an area a little bit faster where precision's not super important to you. As you can see here, we are very quickly moving our way in here, dropping a lot of items as we go with the TNT pickaxe. Like I said, it does not mine other things faster, but anything you mine with it does create the explosion. I can mine this, it creates the explosion. I mine this, it creates the explosion. And as you can see, the explosion does not hurt me, the player, at all. It doesn't hurt any like animals or entities. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't destroy things. It only simply breaks blocks. Next, we have the multi-block pickaxe. This thing is essentially what you see in other mods that is typically a hammer. So I don't know why they didn't make it a hammer, but they didn't. They wanted to be different. But quite simply, as you can see, it's a simple multi-block tool. It only takes 1 durability loss for each single block that you personally touch and mine. So it will last a pretty decent amount of time and is good, probably much better than the TNT pickaxe, although that is kind of fun and chaotic. But this would probably be overall better if you wanted to dig out a pretty big area, because as you can see, it took very little period of time for us to get this far. It would be important for me to let you know that unfortunately at this time, you cannot enchant any of these new tools that you see. I did speak to the developer of this app. It is something that they would like to be able to do, but due to some restrictions or some limitations with Minecraft Bedrock add-ons at this time, they were not able to do it. My assumption from what I heard from them was once that capability becomes available, they will then look to possibly add that in based on how many people are making use of this fine add-on. So it's still pretty quick, but it's not efficiency 5 quick. So I'll kind of leave that up to you. I would still say probably when you get down to deep slate level, it would probably be pretty helpful. Also, the durability loss on it is pretty nice. It is a little on the expensive side, if I do remember correctly. If we go into the guidebook here, you click on multi-block pickaxe. It takes 3 diamond pickaxes and then 2 sticks. I will also say one thing I know you guys are going to be curious about, even though you can't enchant these, therefore you can't put fortune on it, in which case that may make a lot of you a little scared to use this because you want to make sure you get everything that you can out of these blocks. Since they can't put fortune on it, what they did was they made it increase the drop rate of any like ores or minables that do happen to break. So you do kind of get fortune 3, although it's not exactly working the same way. The end result should be very similar. That brings me to the next tool. It could be my favorite tool, but it is unfortunately the tool I am the most disappointed with, and that is the Omni tool, also known to most of you as a paxel. It's a shovel, a pickaxe, and an axe all together in one. So you can do full mining speed, whatever block it is that you happen to be messing with, it will do all of them. Now this guy, even though it is very convenient to have, and I could still probably find a use for it in a regular Minecraft survival world, my biggest gripe with it is the fact that it does not have efficiency 5 on it, meaning that I would only be mining at normal speed. It's not going to work at a faster speed like an efficiency 5 netherite tool would. So it's kind of a trade-off at this point. It does still give you that fortune type effect for breaking ores. So you do at least still get that out of it. And in terms of that recipe, you're looking at this, you're looking at a diamond axe, a diamond pickaxe, and a diamond shovel surrounded by honey blocks. So a little bit expensive to make, but it can definitely be convenient for you if you like the idea of a paxel. Next, I keep picking up all of these junk blocks. They're rather annoying. So they've given you a void chest, or a trash can in this case, that you can use to throw away unwanted items. Yes, you can very simply just, oh, how do I use this? Oh, you got to shift click it. There we go. So yeah, you could throw your stuff in lava or make your own trash can in Minecraft, and all of that's well and good. But if you do decide you want something like this, oh, you got to click the top of it, not the side of it. Okay, there we go. You could put things into it. They will stay there until you exit the inventory. When you exit and go back in, it's gone. So make sure you don't throw something in there that you don't mean to. It's kind of nice that it stays in here for you to be able to take out, unlike your typical player made trash can might, unless you engineer it to do that yourself. All right, let's get into the final ones, which are going to be really fun. This one I'm about to show you, we need to find something specific. We need to find a spawner. Here we go. We have found ourselves a mob spawner. Now, this thing right here has a little bit of a flaw to it as well, but it's one that you may like. So in making this particular tool, at this time, they do not have a way to make this tool know what mob is inside of the spawner. So what they did was they made it to where when you go to pick it, you are going to tell it, because we're all honest, right? You're gonna be honest here. You're gonna tell it which spawner you destroyed. So since we're honest here, and that was a skeleton spawner, we're gonna be super honest, and we're gonna say that was definitely a blaze spawner. And then what does it do? It drops us a blaze spawner. because that's absolutely what it was before I used this. So in your single player world, you know what? That's kind of cool, right? You could go through and collect together a whole bunch of these and make yourself a spawner farm. Like make something cool and unique in your world where you go around and collect 20 of these things and make the craziest looking farm that anybody has ever seen, because that would be really cool. But I'm going to give you a pro tip here that you may not think of without me saying this. The way spawners work is they do a check for mobs that are around them of the same type. So if you did a whole bunch of skeleton spawners, it's going to do a check to see if there's skeletons in the area. That's going to slow down your spawn rate if you put too many of these in one area. But if you do a zombie spawner, a couple, maybe a few, right? Maybe you could probably get away with like 4 or 5 at the most, right? 5 zombie spawners, 5 skeleton spawners, 5 cave spider spawners, whatever. And you mix and match them like that, or you put them far enough away from each other even as well, then you could probably really maximize and make a really cool and unique mob farm. So just something for you guys to think of. But I'm telling you right now, no cheating. Be honest if you use this. Pick the right one. I am judging you right now. The next one I have for you here is a fun one. It is the Tree Capitator, and it's going to do that super cool thing you see in a lot of modded Minecraft mods, where one chop of the tree and the whole thing comes down. It doesn't matter what kind of tree, and this thing works really cool. So first of all, you're going to craft the Tree Capitator, which is actually fairly inexpensive. As you can see here, 2 iron ingots, a diamond axe, 2 redstone. It's not too bad. And then once you craft it, you have it as an item in your inventory and you click it. It is deactivated right now. It is activated right now. And then you use your normal tool for this, okay? So whatever axe you already have, you can use. And what it's going to do is it's going to break the whole tree down. And I actually kind of like how it works. Most of like modded Java, and I've even seen some like free add-ons you can get on this on like MCPEDL. All the blocks kind of break instantly. I kind of like that it's like a fluid motion. It's really cool, especially satisfying when you come over to something like this guy right here. Here, let's have a little bit of fun. You just get to see the whole thing go up and break, and it just goes through and it breaks all of the attached bits. It works incredibly well. Look, we got a bunch of trees here, right? So I can just go through and pretty quickly here, I can clear an entire forest literally in no time by just breaking an individual block of each one of these trees. This is a huge time saver for your worlds and is maybe reason enough all on its own to get this add-on, because this is just really fun. Look at me. I'm still running around breaking trees, even though this is just a tutorial, because it's too fun to do. I can't stop myself. And it doesn't matter where you hit the tree. You can just swing at it anywhere. It works perfectly fine. This is great. And I've saved what many of you may consider the best for last. You may like the Tree Capitator more, I don't know. But the last one is Vein Miner. Also, same recipe as the Tree Capitator, I think just with a pickaxe instead, if I'm not mistaken. You're gonna click that to activate it. And once that's active, you have Vein Miner. Now, there is one part of this that is a little more restricted than Vein Miner and like Java modded than I'm used to. I'll go over that in a second. But Vein Miner basically just means when you break one block, you break them all. And I actually just did this because I wanted to test if I broke one of these with Silk Touch, would it give me the rest with Silk Touch or would it not? And it does not. It breaks the rest of them, because kind of like the issue that we talked about before, Fortune 3 does not work on all of the like attached blocks outside of the first one that you hit. So they've kind of like built in their own fortune system for this to make it work. And as you can see there, it does work in that way, but super easy to just go through and like snag all of your ores, especially these big pesky ore veins of coal that can be quite large. It's a good way to go through and just break all of that down. Now, I said it was restricted, right? Well, from what I've played in other like modded Minecraft on Java Edition, you could usually use it on other things too. Like you would crouch to use it or like hit some certain button to use it. And if you mined granite, it would vein mine a bunch of granite. If you did stone, it would vein mine a bunch of stone. It would only do that block type. If you did it with diorite, it would do that, etc., etc. Now, I'm curious here. Does this thing have a limit, and will this crash my world? I'm thinking, give me your guess right now. If I mine one of these, will it mine them all? It does not mine it. Oh, there it goes. It just took a second because there's so much. I guess I had to scan the area first. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, I am curious now. It's probably scanning it. Is it scanning it? Here, let's do this one too. Oh, there it goes. Oh, look. Oh, our world does not like this. Too much lag. Must pick up entities in XP. Okay. Does not work on player placed blocks, which doesn't really matter. I was just kind of curious, but that's what I have for you today. I'm kind of curious. What do you guys think of the World Utilities add-on? Pretty cool. Not very cool. I will say, because I feel like it's only fair that I do, some of these add-ons you definitely can get if you download online for free on PC. It's still raining diamonds. Oh my gosh. I need to kill all of that before it lags us out while we do this. So yes, you can pick up some of these for free if you search around on the net and you're on PC, or if you're on a mobile phone. The real benefit to getting something like this from the marketplace is all these tools are in one. They're all certified to work because they're on the marketplace, and you don't have to worry about any sketchy website business like you do with some of the third-party websites that require you to click through links, watch ads, and try to trick you with ads that make you think they're the download for the add-on when they're not. Just there's sketchy stuff out there on the web. So if you want to skip the sketchy, or if you're on console and you can't get the free stuff out there, or you just like that this has everything all in one, the marketplace is where you go. World Utilities add-on, $2.99. That's not a bad deal, I don't think anyways, but I'll leave that judgment up to you how you spend your own money. I just wanted to give you the information. Thanks for watching today, everybody. Click a like on this video if you enjoyed it and you want to see more of these add-on videos that cover like good looking add-ons so you guys can see what you think about them, and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.